Major turning point has arrived. Grassroots uprising begins in China. Grassroots fiscal collapse. CCP dead but not stiff. Xiamen tunnel severe car accident. Multiple vehicles crushed and mangled. Richemont's online luxury retailer Net-a-Porter will withdraw from China. Booming, TikTok and Xiamen are CCP United Front tools. It's all covered in today's China Truths. Major turning point has arrived. Grassroots uprising begins in China. In rural areas of China, there have been violent incidents involving villagers attacking village officials due to perceived unfair treatment by these officials. Notably, since May, several severe cases have occurred in North China and Northeast China, where villagers have killed village officials and their families, resulting in a total of 26 deaths and 16 injuries. In response to these violent events, the Chinese Communist Party has increased patrols and stability maintenance measures through its armed forces. One user on X platform named Zanglefan has commented that this trend of assassinating officials signifies a major turning point, indicating the start of grassroots uprisings that could potentially spread rapidly. Another user on NetEase remarked that the era of people resorting to taking their own lives out of despair has ended, and a new phase of direct action against officials has begun. This sentiment reflects recent incidents in the provinces of Liaoning, Shandong, Hunan, and Shaanxi, where the primary targets have been village party secretaries and village heads. Additionally, another user named Terrenshin shared a video of what appears to be a self-destructive attack on a police station, where a car is driven into the station and then explodes, highlighting the desperation faced by China's grassroots population. However, the specifics of the video, such as the date and location, have not been clearly identified and still require verification. Moreover, another user posted a video showing Chinese paramilitary forces patrolling urban areas. The post criticized the CCP's preference for spending vast sums on security and stability rather than improving the living conditions of its people, specifically mentioning these activities in Changchun, Jilin Province. Grassroots fiscal collapse. CCP dead but not stiff. Money powers everything, from military might to grassroots governance, and as the saying goes, without it, nothing can be done. This is particularly true for the Chinese Communist Party and its leader, Xi Jinping, who depend heavily on financial resources. However, the mantra of tightening belts has echoed from the central government down to local levels. Following Premier Li Chang's recent directive for austerity in the Government Work Report, local governments have started implementing strict cost-cutting measures, signaling deep financial troubles. Notably, prominent Chinese economist Guan Qingyu has raised alarms about the near collapse of grassroots finances, sparking widespread debate and concern. Ren Dao, a writer for Vision Times, explores the topic in his article titled Grassroots Fiscal Collapse, CCP Dead but Not Yet Rigid. Let's delve into it. According to him, the controversy surrounding Guan Qingyu's post stems from two main reasons. Firstly, it disseminates information displeasing to the CCP within an ever-shrinking space for public discourse in mainland China. Secondly, as an economist, Guan likely undertook a survey before sharing his findings, lending credibility to the alarming information. Nonetheless, Ren argues that grassroots fiscal collapse more precisely captures the scenario, as the financial and economic crisis at the county level has already erupted, leading to a collapse in the CCP's hierarchical structure. The Chinese economy is also in a precarious state, with all sectors struggling, making earnings increasingly difficult, and businesses and families grappling with heavy debts. Therefore, the current state of affairs in mainland China can be described as the CCP being dead but not yet rigid, with the economy broken down but not entirely fallen apart. Ren Dao argues that the Ming dynasty's collapse was primarily due to financial inadequacies, not a mere expiration of its destined time. The Ming lacked not resources like grain and cotton, but crucial silver currency. Emperor Chongzhen, facing constant internal and external pressures from the start of his reign, dealt with continuous attacks from the later Jin forces and repeated famines in the northwest, crises that drained the treasury significantly. For instance, the elite soldiers stationed at the Shanghai Pasning UN defense line were highly equipped and incentivized with silver based on the number of enemy heads they collected. Imagine the scene: soldiers vying for enemy heads, then delivering them to the finance department for payment calculations. Emperor Chongzhen was an industrious ruler, working 14 to 16 hours daily, more arduous than the contemporary Chinese mainland's 996 work schedule. He avoided travel and did not engage in his hobbies. He led a frugal life, wearing patched clothes mended by his wife because of the dire financial situation. Moreover, his ministers were either corrupt or involved in power struggles, leading to an empty state treasury, culminating in the Ming dynasty's collapse. Similarly, CCP leader Mao Zedong wore patched clothes, but solely for comfort and to project a certain image to outsiders. One of his garments had 73 patches, each meticulously repaired by specialists sent to tailors in Shanghai, such as Zhou Qingxiang or Wu Xingyang, known for their exquisite craftsmanship. The cost of these patches exceeded that of purchasing new clothing, illustrating an unconventional form of extravagant poverty. Successfully learning from history involves transcending it, whereas the CCP appears to absorb adverse lessons. For example, some officials, upon seeing a corrupt colleague apprehended, do not contemplate how to foster integrity and diligence but instead strategize on how to engage in corruption without getting caught. The CCP has internalized the negative lessons from thousands of years of Chinese and foreign history, determinately endeavoring to keep this deteriorating ship afloat into the next century. CCP draws from negative lessons to secure treasury. Throughout the 3 harshest years of the pandemic, the CCP executed extensive training exercises under the pretext of pandemic lockdowns, adopting a zero-COVID policy. This involved confining hundreds of millions of people to their homes and employing technology to monitor the public. Subsequently, the CCP enthusiastically celebrated their victory over the pandemic. The CCP's absolute power left the population in fear and submission, metaphorically breaking people's legs, then offering them crutches, while declaring, "Without me, you can't walk, you should be grateful to me." During this unprecedented epidemic, while other governments globally allocated substantial financial resources to support businesses and citizens, the CCP instead took lessons from past negative experiences on how to tighten control over the populace, intentionally keeping them uncomfortable. Unexpectedly for the CCP, the 3-year period of zero COVID severely damaged the economy and depleted financial resources. To replenish their money bags, they frequently targeted technology and internet companies as well as private businesses, levying heavy fines. However, these measures proved insufficient for the strained financial and banking system. China now faces a crisis akin to those found in textbooks, with Xi Jinping beginning his 3rd term on precarious grounds. Facing financial deficits, the CCP devised a plan to issue ultra-long-term special government bonds starting May 17 this year, with maturities extending up to 50 years. The total of 1 trillion yuan, about $137.8 billion, to be issued in ultra-long-term special government bonds is segmented into 20, 30, and 50-year maturities, across 7, 12, and 3 issuing rounds respectively. The exact amounts for each issue have not yet been disclosed, with interest paid semi-annually and issuance spanning from mid-May to mid-November. These ultra-long-term special government bonds, being book entry bonds, are available for purchase by individuals and institutions through various channels including bank counters, online platforms, and the securities market. They are also transferable and tradable. Through this, the CCP aims to sustain itself financially. CCP's power base crumbles amid county-level fiscal and economic crisis. In recent years, economic downturns and the pandemic have posed significant challenges to local government finances in China. To address these challenges, the central government has increased financial support for county-level fiscal mechanisms. Information from China's National People's Congress website indicates that this support includes central financial allocations based on national policies, which determine the scope and standards for national wage policies, public welfare, and various subsidies. The standards for wage and welfare policies are uniformly set by the state, while subsidy standards are tailored to the financial conditions of each region. These measures are used to evaluate and address the fiscal needs and shortfalls of counties nationwide. As fiscal authority is centralized, local governments are burdened with numerous responsibilities, facing pressures from both the central government and public dissatisfaction. To manage and support local governments, the central government uses transfer payments, focusing financial aid on more compliant regions. For 2024, the budget for central to local transfer payments is set at 446.2 billion yuan, about $61.5 billion, an 8.6% increase from 2023, and significantly higher than the average growth rate of 4.1% for such payments. Additionally, about 2.6 trillion yuan, about $358.3 billion in equity transfer payments are projected to rapidly increase, aimed at enhancing local fiscal strength and supporting essential public welfare at the grassroots level. China's economy has been steadily declining. On July 30, 2018, the CCP's Politburo meeting first introduced the six stabilities: stable employment, financial stability, stable foreign trade, stable foreign investment, and stable expectations. On April 17, 2020, the CCP's Politburo meeting introduced the six guarantees, ensuring employment for residents, basic public welfare, market entities, food and energy security, industrial and supply chain stability, and grassroots operations. At the CCP's Central Economic Work Conference in 2022, the six stabilities and six guarantees evolved into three stabilities and three guarantees: maintain growth, employment, and price stability, and effectively prevent and resolve major risks, increase central to local transfer payments, promote fiscal decentralization, and ensure grassroots three guarantees work. The statements from these top-level decision-making meetings clearly indicate that finances are stretched thin and a fiscal crisis has already erupted. Xiamen Tunnel severe car accident, multiple vehicles crushed and mangled. On the afternoon of June 14, a severe traffic accident occurred in the outbound direction of the Haisang Tunnel in Xiamen, resulting in the destruction of multiple vehicles. A small sedan was severely crushed and twisted by a large vehicle. In addition, several other vehicles were severely damaged due to compression, including one vehicle that was smashed against the tunnel wall by a large truck. According to a report by the Xiamen Public Security Bureau Traffic Police Detachment on the same day, a multi-vehicle rear-end collision occurred in the outbound direction of the Haisang Tunnel, resulting in 4 people being hospitalized with injuries reported as non-life-threatening. However, this official report was met with skepticism by many netizens. They questioned, both cars were almost crushed, and you say no one is in life-threatening danger? Who would believe that? Local netizens familiar with the area indicate that accidents frequently occur in the Haisang Tunnel. A fatal accident at the same location in September of the previous year resulted in a nurse's death. Netizens attribute the frequent accidents to the tunnel's design, which includes a downhill slope followed by an uphill section. This design causes vehicles to slow down on the uphill, creating a buildup of slow-moving traffic, while vehicles entering the tunnel or coming downhill tend to move fast. Many share personal experiences of witnessing multiple accidents in fewer than 10 trips through the tunnel, leading to a fear of using it due to its perceived danger. Richemont's online luxury retailer Net-a-Porter will withdraw from China. Richemont's luxury online shopping platform Yux Net-a-Porter, abbreviated as NAP, is exiting the Chinese market due to decreasing consumer spending that is putting pressure on high-end brands. Bloomberg reported on June 14 that a Richemont spokesperson said via email that NAP will shift its focus to more profitable core regions. Anonymous sources revealed that NAP and Alibaba Group Holding Limited's joint venture, Fengmao Trading Company, is being liquidated. As NAP withdraws, economic recession in China has led to more cautious spending among the middle class, shrinking family wealth, and rising youth unemployment. This has resulted in increased returns and cancellations for some luxury brands, while others have resorted to deep discounts to drive sales. In its May earnings statement, Richemont mentioned its failed attempt to negotiate a deal with Farfetch Limited and is now seeking to sell most of its stake in Anap, expecting to share more details by year's end. Net-a-Porter entered China in 2013, competing in a tough online shopping market, while its sister platform, Outnet, left the market in 2015. Due to a shift in consumer behavior towards more economical purchases, Anap suppliers have been hit hard by the economic slowdown in China's post-pandemic period. Luxury spending during significant shopping events remains low this year. In October 2018, Alibaba Group formed a joint venture with Anap but did not reveal the details of the partnership. Yoox Net-a-Porter comprises platforms like Net-a-Porter, Yoox, The Outnet, and Mr. Porter. Net-a-Porter, founded in 2000 by British fashion editor Natalie Massenet, is the most notable, inspired by her experience in fashion journalism. Booming, TikTok and Xiamen are CCP United Front tools. TikTok, the international version of Douyin, has gained popularity globally in recent years. On June 13, Matthew Pottinger, former White House Deputy National Security Advisor, identified platforms like TikTok and the CCP's Xiamen, a Chinese platform similar to Instagram, as instruments of the CCP's United Front strategy. In detail, a report by the Central News Agency highlighted that on the afternoon of June 13, the Boiling Moat, Urgent Actions to Defend Taiwan book launch was organized by the Broad Taiwan Alliance. The event was attended by Matthew Pottinger, the book's editor and main author, Ivan Kanapathy, former Deputy Senior Director for Asian Affairs at the National Security Council and co-author, and Wu Yinong, co-author and founder of the Grand Taiwan Alliance. Pottinger remarked that the CCP often employs the three warfare strategy against Taiwan, which includes information, psychological, and legal warfare. He mentioned that the CCP's military activities around Taiwan since President Lai Ching-te's inauguration on May 20 resemble a blockade, serving as psychological warfare. He stated that it is impossible to prevent China from creating psychological impacts as Taiwanese people have the power to choose their government through elections. The People's Daily, an official CCP media outlet, has claimed that short video platforms are effective tools for psychological warfare aimed at winning and manipulating public opinion, with Beijing actively engaging in such practices. Pottinger explained that CCP leader Xi Jinping is conducting psychological, information, and legal warfare against Taiwan. He urged Taiwan to adopt more assertive measures to counter these threats and safeguard its democratic freedoms. He noted that while users have the freedom to choose the content they upload on platforms like Xiamen and TikTok, the dissemination and promotion of this content are controlled by CCP members and ByteDance, a company affiliated with the CCP, which dictates what is permissible to publish. Ivan Kanapathy, emphasizing the need for rapid military reform in Taiwan, stated that there should be increased investment in military equipment. He highlighted the importance of amassing adequate ammunition and weapon stocks and developing unmanned weapon systems like drones. Kanapathy also noted that defending Taiwan involves more than just the Ministry of National Defense. It requires broader awareness of military issues among the public, particularly civilians, who need to understand how to protect themselves in wartime scenarios. Don't forget to comment in the section below to share your opinions on today's topic with us. If you find the information helpful, please share this video with a friend to watch together. This will be a great source of motivation for our team to produce more and more quality and reliable videos. And also don't forget to like and subscribe to see more interesting topics from China Truths. Thank you for tuning in.